Hello friends, how's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. This is Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming, and well, I'm so glad you're here. I'm having a little squirrel moment tonight, and I wanted to create a journal for Junk Journal January. I watched Meg at Meg Journals create hers, and I just love journals like that, just kind of scrappy journals that you decorate and make pretty. Kind of, you start with a blank slate. So, and I like the color of hers too. So, I might even participate in some days of the prompts. I printed out the prompts, so I am ready to go if I want to participate, right? So I might participate. Stay tuned for those videos. But right here I have a folder that I want to make into my cover. So I'm going to, this is a, hanging file folder. It was used, and I saved it from the trash because my office was getting rid of these, and this is a legal size one, and now a lot of the legal offices, at least in this area, don't use the legal size anymore. They use the letter size. So, of course, they're getting rid of all these legal size file folders and hanging file folders. So I'm just cutting this part where the metal part is off first. I'm going to try to do this whole thing on video, like the whole journal right now. And so I might pause where I do some things that I repeat, like fold pages, but let's see how we do. I think it will be pretty quick. And so I think I can get 2 out of this, so I'm going to slice down. I'm not sure what size. I'm just going to see what size I end up with by cutting those tops off, that middle part, where the middle part was, cutting this fold off. Okay, let's get rid of all the trash here. And then let's see what we're left with. So, I don't want it that big. That's way too big. I like her size, which was pretty much Traveler's Notebook size, which is 4 1/4 inches wide, about 8 1/4 inches in length. So let's just measure that. Maybe I can actually get 2 out of this one side. So 4 1/4 would be right there. So if I fold, I'm going to go over, let's see, let's go to 4 1/2. No, let's stay at 4 1/4. I'm just trying to think here for a second. No, 6 is too wide. Let's do 4 1/4. Let's just try that. I can always make another one if I love Traveler's Notebook size anyway. So, and I love the journal she made. So, let's go for it. So I'm going to fold this in half. And I'm keeping the dark side out of this this file folder. It's lighter green on the inside. I do love this color as far as for a base of a cover. So let's cut this piece off right here. I'm kind of interested to see what that looks like too, because I could actually make another journal like this out of this piece. Okay, so that's another journal cover right there. So that means I can get 2 more out of this half like that. So let's put this over. I'm going to bring my chair over here for my sewing machine, so I can put that out beside me. So now I need to fold pages for this, and being that it's for Junk Journal January, I need, I'm going to put 16 papers, and that way when you fold them in half, I think 16, 16, 32, but you really don't need that many. You need, let me think for a second, 8 is 16, 16 is 16. So really you only need 8. And that gives you, fold in half is 16. And then that would give you 32 surfaces, right? I think that's right. Yeah. So, yeah, only 8. All right, so we're going to do 8. I'm not going to sit here and think about the math too long. So I pulled out this one stack of papers. I was working with these papers during my when I did my Christmas card journals, because it's just a stack of random papers. And so I'm going to go through here. Let me try to pull them over so you can see what I'm going through. I want to pull out the biggest ones first and then go from there. So I have a piece of paper here that I don't need on my desk right now, so let me put that over on my chair. So all these on top are a little bit kind of small. This is black. I might put a black piece in there because that would be great to collage on. But like I said, I'm going to go down here to the bottom where I have some bigger pieces of paper. Okay, let's start with this, and I'm just going to start folding, kind of like I don't really care what is on here. And this has blank on, like blank margins on the top and the bottom. So I'm going to kind of cut this to fit in here. I don't care if they're not exactly like 8, like 4 inches by, say you want to make them, this is 4 1/4 by 8 1/4, so say you want to make your pages 4 by 8. I'm not worried about having them to be 4 by 8. I'm just going to stick whatever these turn out to be in here. So there's one. And is this different? I think these are different but similar. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one. In the vein of having these collaged on, these are perfect for that. They're just old pieces of paper, kind of that nobody else would have taken from the thrift store, you know what I mean? These would have ended up in the trash, so let me keep my ruler handy here so I can, well, last time I didn't measure, I just cut off the blank parts, didn't I? Let me see. I need to cut it, yeah, I need to cut it about right. I guess I need to measure, okay. I guess I need to do a little measuring today. So, let's see. And there's a second one, so that's 2. All I need is 7 more, I think. So we'll count in a second. 16 is 16 is 32, right? Yeah. So, okay, big pieces of paper. Because I have a lot like this. I have all those. This is folded. But let me see. Because I could have a fold out. So I could put this in like, let's put it in like this and have it be a fold out. Okay, let's put it in between these two because these two are very similar and I don't want these together. So that's 3. Okay, now these are the same thing, so I'm going to skip that. I don't really want 2 of the same thing. I'm going to put that over on my chair. Let's see, these are smaller. Here is a certificate that I can use, so also fold in half, measure, and there's also a margin on this paper. So basically all I'm cutting off is the margin. Okay, and again, let's separate those 2 like pieces of paper. So there's that. So that's all these certificates. These are all the same. This is a French letter that I had printed out at one time and coffee dyed on the back. Let's see how wide it is when I do this. It's 4 inches wide. Perfect. Okay, I can put it upright. Look at that. But I'm going to cut it. I think I'm going to cut it. Oh, there's a big blank area down here, so that could be perfect. Let me measure 8 inches. So about right there, that's probably exactly where, just about exactly where that blank area is. So let's tear that off. I'm going to tear it instead of cutting. Okay, and I can save that. That's a nice little, could be end up in a collage, right? This little print, well, it has this color on it here. See, very pretty. Okay, I'm going to, I think I'm going to turn it this way and make this possibly my first page because it's so pretty. So like that. I don't know, but right now it's my first page, so more of that. So now I got that same thing. So I'm going to move that over. And then this is, yeah, this is pages from a, I don't know where I got this. Feels like it's printed. Something I printed out with a grocery index on it or something like that, and prices from a long time ago. So yes, I like it. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to Let me measure 4 inches again. So 4 inches about right there. So let's fold there and see what we end up with after we fold. We fold there. Let's see if we can fold again without cutting this off. Yes, we can. Okay, cool. Okay, so this will go. Let's see where this will go. Oh, here. Let's see. That's got a print on it, and we have plain. Let us turn this around like this. Let's see where my fold is. About right there. I didn't crease it, so on this side. So let's see. Right there, and then we have this, so this would go right here, because we'll have print, plain, print, plain, and then it doesn't matter if they're plain or not, but because the idea behind what Meg does is collage and, you know, do like art type journaling, so that's what I'm going for here. Now here's a pretty page. This is my last one. I printed these. Oh no, I have more of these too. Okay, let's put one of these in here. Maybe this will be my first page. That would be pretty as a first page. But again, it's probably a little bit too wide, so another fold out. So I'm going to have lots of fold outs. Or they could be tuck spots. Alright. I really like the electricity of that. Okay, we already got one of these French letters. Here's the roses we just put in. So I'm going to remove all of that because that's a duplicate. Alright, I'm going to have to count my pages in a second here. I think I'm just about there. This is a, oh, this is really cool, that I printed from some actual originals that I have of this ice cream wholesale and retail, I think. Do I have any more of these? No, but anyway, this is very cool as a, let's see how wide this is, actually. It's not quite 4 inches, but I really like, you know, maybe something a little different here. It's 3 1/4 inches. I'm going to go for it upright because I like the ledger on here. And then I think I will measure 8 inches and then make a pocket here. So about right there. And we'll just grab my glue, go ahead and glue these pockets together, and see what we can do here. Okay, now I'm going to count my pages because I think I might be at 8 papers. Okay, and I think I'm going to put this in the middle, in the center, because I think this would be a really cool center page, actually. Now that I am putting it in here, and I think this is really awesome. Yes, see? Just had a little squirrel moment today, and I said I want to make one of these journals. Okay, so there we go. It'll look like that. Okay, let's count real quick. I want to count, let's count surfaces to prove that it's 32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. There you go. It is done. Okay, we have our papers. Wow, that was quick. So 32, that means you have a page for every day plus one extra one. So if there's one you want to make special or leave because it's so pretty, like one of those flower pages, it can be done. So now we're going to bind it real quick. Let me grab my pokey tool or my awl here. All my little goodies that I usually use in that box right there. Okay, grab some paper clips real quick. Now you could make it more rustic with a more junkier junk, but I just thought it would look so nice. Like these are kind of like eclectic junky papers, but not necessarily really actual junk because you know, I've printed them, I've collected them from thrift stores. Okay, so now we're going to bind this real quick together. So I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. That will be the fastest and easiest. Fastest, I didn't mean to say fastest. Fastest. So 1 hole in the middle. 1 hole is about maybe 1.5 inches from the bottom. And 1.5 inches from the top. Right there. That looks good, except, wait a minute. Hold the phone. I think before I bind it, I want to put something on here. Okay, I forgot about that. Hold on. Let's do this real quick. Let's do something on the cover. I already have a plan here. So I got this wallpaper out maybe to decorate the cover. It's really pretty, and I may have to pause to cut this because it's kind of unwieldy as far as I just took it off the roll, right? So let me cut, since this is 8.5 or 8 1/4 wide, 4 1/4, that means it's 8.5 inches wide, but I'm going to measure. I want to leave a little border of the green around because it's like the same green as in this wallpaper. That's why I picked this. So a tiny border of the green on this outside part. So I'm going to cut right here. Go ahead and cut this right now. Maybe it'll help it be a little more cooperative. So I'm going to try to cut a straight line too because I need to. Alright, I'm cutting a little slow just because I want to cut a straight line. And I'm not using my paper cutter because this is so, the length is so long. Way longer than my paper cutter. Okay, there we go. So I'll get rid of this piece now. And here I go. Let's see how we did. That'll work, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to slice off the top here, at even straight line here, and then we'll see, go away. Let's cut here. Yeah, this is really pretty wallpaper that I found at the thrift store one day. I showed it to you my Thrifty Thursday. I'm going to keep that little piece. Cute, right? It has a little flower on it. Okay, and then, so I'm doing, what am I doing? This or this? I'm doing this. Oh, that purple flower is going to end up partially on the front. That is perfect, actually. So then, let me decide how wide of a border I want. Maybe like that. And then, so I'll cut down here about right there. I was able to do it on video. I wasn't sure if it was going to be very awkward or not trying to cut this, but it's working out okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to glue this down like that. Is it straight? Hold on. This side is not exactly straight. I don't know what I did there. I don't think it's straight. Let me see this again. Yeah, no, that's not straight. Let me make it straight. Okay, let me make it straight. Okay. Alright, some glue. Let me see. It's just, I think this art glitter glue should be fine on here. I'm trying to figure out if I want to put it, I think I want to put it on here. And then I'll get the edges if they're not sticking down. But something like this. And I want it to be, don't want any bubbles underneath, so I'm going to try to get a solid bunch of glue here. This art glitter glue has not been coming out very quickly lately. I mean, very much lately. And I rinsed out my whole nozzle there. Okay, so let's get this side down and then we'll do the other side. Okay. I think it's about going to be about like that. Yeah, that's fine. That looks really pretty with that green around there. I love it. Okay, and then this side we'll go ahead and put some glue over here. Now I might go ahead and put, if this doesn't feel like it's sticking, I mean, I'm going to use some, I think I'm going to use some of my Fabri-Tac, because I want to make sure this sticks down. Okay, yeah, I can get a lot more glue on there, and I might even sew around here actually. Maybe I will put a quick stitch around there. That would be pretty too, wouldn't it? Okay, that's a lot better. I feel better about that. It's much more solid, and then I can still peel this up. Put some of this under here. Okay, there we go. And I can see where my glue was there. This way we won't have any bubbles under there. It'll be nice and solid. I don't have to sew around, or I can if I want to. Okay, now if I want to sew around, I need to do it before I sew in the pages. So let me fold it in half and decide what I think. Here, that's very pretty. I know Meg doesn't sew on hers, but she said she would like to. And she has a sewing machine, but she hasn't really gotten into sewing, so I'm surprised. So let's see. I think that I'm going to sew around it. I think I'm going to, so I'll be right back. Okay, friends, I am back. I went ahead and sewed around the wallpaper here, as you can see. Very pretty. I rounded the corners while I was doing that because they just looked kind of too pointy. So we need to redo our holes. I can poke through the same holes in the paper, but we have covered over our holes that we made in the cover. So, and I also added some pockets because I had a piece of wallpaper sitting here that was the perfect size for pockets inside this cover, and I didn't even have to cut it down. All I did was round the corners on it and glue it in. So it was like meant to be, right? So let's bind this real quick. You could put fabric on the spine if you wanted to, but with this nice strong wallpaper, it's not necessary. And I kind of don't want to cover up any of my flowers here. The flowers kind of go over to the back, these purple flowers. So let's see if I can get this through here. Let me check my hole here. There we go. I think that's where I want it. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Right there. Is that right? Yes, there we go. Tight. Okay. I kind of usually pull up on this one so I can get this thread under there without piercing through the thread I already have in there. This is baker's twine, yellow and white baker's twine. You can use whatever you want to bind. Wax thread, which I use a lot. Embroidery floss I have used before. Let's see, there it goes. Okay. Alright. Sometimes I'll use my little jewelry pliers if I have trouble getting it through any of the holes, and I'll use it to help me you know, pull the thread through the holes. So make sure this is how I want it. It's nice and tight. Alright, so I'll show you the pocket in just a second. I'm just trying to make sure this is nice and tight. I usually tie 2 knots here. There we go. cut my strings off. When it's baker's twine, I tie a knot in the end of the strings. So let's do that real quick. And then we'll flip through. So yeah, I just wanted to make one of these because I watched Meg make hers, and of course mine is not the same as hers. It's actually quite different, but it has, I'm sure, some similarities. And so I just got a little itch, so I had to scratch it. So yeah, and I have a journal that if I do, I'm going to try to do some of the Junk Journal January prompts. So I have a journal that I already have that I'm going to use. So this one I'm going to put in my shop, but I just wanted to make one real quick because it looks like so much fun. So this is it. I thought I would include, I'll do a flip through right now and go ahead and get this in my shop, but I think I'll include some book pages and try to look for some things that if someone gets this, they can actually use for the Junk Journal January. If you wanted to participate, need a quick journal, want to pick this up, it'll be inexpensive, and yeah, you could do it too. You could get it just in a couple days or a few days, depending on what mail shipping you pay for, and then you can have it. But and if it's if this one goes and somebody goes and it's gone, it's sold, just let me know and I'll make another one like I showed you. I can make a smaller one with that other piece, or another one the same size. So yeah, let me know. I'll make it very similar with the wallpaper and stuff. But here we go. This is the front cover. Look how the flowers ended up from the wallpaper. Isn't that pretty? And I stitched so that the stitching goes halfway on the wallpaper and halfway on the file folder. So it came out really pretty. The stitching is black thread. And so here's the pocket on the front cover right here. I don't want to pull on it too much because I just glued it on that little break I took. But there you go. And the papers. A little rustic, which is what I wanted. Eclectic. Coffee dyed. Everything's coffee dyed on the back of these right here. Coffee dyed on the back of all these. They're a little rustic, like this one. This one's original from the thrift store, and it's got a little tear right there, but that's, that's what I wanted in this journal. There's that certificate, that one certificate. This is another type of certificate here where I tore the edges. You can see that. I think I cut that with a one of my edge scissors that I used to use in scrapbooking, so it looks like a torn edge. And this is the other paper from the thrift store, and then this is that that receipt. So yeah, you have 32 surfaces and be ready to go. And I hope you enjoyed that quick little scroll moment I had today, and I'll have to get this on YouTube so you all can see it, but I hope you enjoyed. I certainly enjoyed it. It was fun. I want to make some more. So I'll see you later. Have a great day and happy crafting.